Today, we are talking about emotions, the gateway to really, really fast breakthroughs for all of our hypnosis clients. So, today we are talking about how to effectively utilize emotions, what to avoid, and hint, hint, what to avoid is forcing people into their emotions when they're not there yet. What I'm going to show you how to do today is when your client is already in a state of being emotional and we're using it strategically to help them get the results that they desire. And number three is safety. This should be number one, but we're talking about safety, the third topic for this video, because it is absolutely important to make sure that our clients are as safe as possible whenever emotions arise. And so let us begin, shall we? I'll start with what to avoid because we really want to be clear on this. A lot of the times we know as hypnotists that whenever we can have our clients tap into the emotions of whatever it is that they're feeling, that it is a very very, very powerful and important. And the thing is, this becomes a biased type of mindset for us because we have learned this. We're like, it works for so many clients. When we get that one or two clients where they're just not emotional and they become resistant whenever we have clients in emotions and we force them down that route, that can lead to more resistance. And this is what we want to avoid, right? I was just chatting with someone from my YouTube channel who said that she had a client who she's been working with for a while, a hypnotherapist, and then whenever she would steer the direction into talking about emotions, the client would just stop talking and would be very, very resistant. And so this is one of the ways we definitely need to be careful with, because we don't want our clients to resist, especially if they're not in a place yet where they can actually express themselves safely with their emotions. So that's what we want to avoid. We don't want to force a client into their emotions. We want to, what the tips that you're going to hear here today are going to be for the client who has already given us a lot of emotional information. And so that is what you want to avoid, forcing a client who is not emotional to go through the emotional route. Inside our ACH trainings, we use the concept of utilization a lot, not utilizing our techniques for the client. It's waiting for the client to tell us what to utilize in the sessions and then jumping on that to help them create the breakthroughs. Very tiny shift, mindset shift there, but very, very important in terms of getting faster results. And so say we are in this situation where the client is like, yes, I'm very emotional. I have a fear of public speaking, and I just have this fear and anxiety that I feel all the time before I, put myself out there, go on video or speak in public. And our clients are definitely giving us this amazing juice about feeling very anxious and nervous whenever they start speaking in front of other people. And so what do we want to do then? Very simply, and this is a very simple ACH principle, you just place your client's attention on that feeling. That is it. There's nothing more complex. You don't have to say certain things and about it, but you're just gonna place their attention on it by asking them questions about their experience. Okay, so you feel anxious. What are you anxious about? Tell me more about that anxiety. Or what makes you nervous when you go into, when you are about to speak? What is that experience like? That is one of the ways, or one of the few questions and ways you can place your client's attention on it. Just ask them about the experience. That is it. You don't need to do anything with their emotions. You don't need to take that fear, have them imagine that that fear is some sort of thing that they can visualize, and have them dissolve that fear. That's not what it's all about, because that might not work for that particular client. You're literally just going to place your client's attention on it by asking them questions about it, because by them answering your questions, by them thinking about, okay, what am I anxious about? That is what's going to give you more and more information to help you get to the root of that fear of public speaking faster, because we cannot really predict what that anxiety is, what the driver of that anxiety is, until we ask our clients some questions about it. So really, that is a very, very simple thing that you can do today to help your clients with their emotions. And inside our ACH trainings, we have the really awesome emotional trance method where we actually really help our clients with the somatics of it all too, linking the emotions in their body and getting them to experience that. So that is, if you're trained in that, definitely use that up. We feel emotions in our body. We don't feel emotions in our brains, right? We feel the emotions in our bodies. So getting them to really explore the internal processes within their bodies with regards to emotions is something that you can actually do as well. And that will really, really speed up the results. Like if someone comes into my ACH session and they're like, I'm feeling all of these emotions, and they can link all of that feeling in their body, boom, we've got them very, very quickly. Their breakthrough can happen within minutes. So the third thing that I wanted to cover is safety, ensuring that your clients are safe when emotions arise. And so inside the ACH trainings, we have the ab reaction protocol. And if you have been trained in hypnotherapy, you should have this protocol as well, to just in case help your clients deal with any very intense reactions. Ab reactions are very, very rare. Most people think that client being emotional is an ab reaction. That is not it. An ab reaction is like a completely different thing. And this is what we talk about in the trainings, right? But if your client is becoming emotional, that is actually normal. They're releasing the emotions. And for you, this is going to really, really come down to how you are specifically within your session. Like, what is your attitude? Who are you being in your sessions? Are you creating that space to allow your clients to feel these emotions safely? And so the best question, the best thing you can do for yourself with regards to ensuring that your client safety is prioritized is obviously know what to do in case bad things happen. And second, ask yourself this question every time: how am I going to ensure that my clients are safe with me in the session today? And just ask yourself that, or even as you're going through your conversation with your clients, your sessions, and then they suddenly become very emotional. What can you do so that you can be an effective co-regulator for your client so that they feel safe? That is one of the biggest personal development things that you also want to prioritize within your client sessions, and just being and in ACH, one of the principles that we teach is just to be curious, just to be genuinely interested and invested in our clients' transformations. That attitude in and of itself, and detaching from the outcome, not being that hypnotist who is like, I want, like, my client is feeling this fear of public speaking. I want them to be confident today. This is how I'm going to help them do this. None of that bullshit steering the sessions or putting a client in a box, assuming that we know best. None of that stuff, because those are the things that not only are going to put up a wall of resistance, and that type of attitude of I know better than my clients as to how they can help their problem, that attitude is also going to be very detrimental for the clients in case they do have a emotional reaction, because then they just won't trust you, right? So becoming very aware of how we are being within the sessions is going to be very, very important. And asking yourself, okay, so what can I do to help this client feel as safe as possible to open up? Because that is going to be very individual. For you. Like for me, I make sure that I am personally regulated from my emotionally, and my nervous system is regulated right before any sessions, really any type of interactions with anyone. I want to make sure that I am first in a place of a regulated state, that I can regulate myself using the tools that I already know that only take like less than 5 minutes if you're consistent, having those practices for yourself so that you can come in as the best person to be with your client, because that has a big impact as to how your clients get results. If we're dysregulated, then are we really in the best spot to help our clients? Not really, right? And this is a primary big safety thing that not many people talk about. A dysregulated hypnotherapist is not going to be as effective as someone who is. So I hope this helped. Just to wrap things up, emotions are the biggest gateway for client transformations. However, what we want to avoid is steering a non-emotional client into their emotions. I mean, I know we all have emotions, but some clients are not very good at expressing emotions, and they avoid it and escape it. So forcing your client into an emotional route when they're still in that state is really not going to help them. So avoid that. Do not use these principles for a client who just can't, who are not in the place for, who are not in a place of open emotional expression. And then what you want to do is just place your client's attention on it. If they talk to you about an emotion, ask them about the emotion, ask them about the experience of the emotion, what is happening inside them whenever they feel that emotion, because that questioning route can really help you to get to the root faster. That is the easiest way that you can do it. Stop steering the session and saying, I want to always transform fear into happiness, and trying to help your clients go from fear to happiness every time. That is not a very client-centered route. We don't know, maybe a client needs to feel fear and then embarrassment before they feel happy. We don't really know that. The client is going to figure it out themselves, and how they do it is through us asking them questions about it. And number three, how to ensure clients are safe is to obviously make sure that you are in a spot before, during, and after your sessions where you are regulating your own emotions and nervous system, because a dysregulated hypnotherapist is an ineffective hypnotherapist. So, because our state of being directly affects the person in front of us, because we're all connected. Our nervous system connects with other nervous systems, right? So we want to make sure that we are in that place. So put a practice for yourself to ensure client safety with regards to what you're doing. Asking yourself, how can I make sure that my client is safe? How can they know that they're in a safe place? Then that definitely is going to help prevent abreactions, and also is going to make your breakthroughs a lot faster. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions at all, let me know. I will see you later. Let us make a massive impact together, one conversation at a time.